Hey there, how you guys doing? Let's feel the energy for a moment. It's feeling so peaceful. So today I'm going to talk about a very important topic, which is desireless state and having a desire. And this is a very important question, whether you need to have some desire or whether you shouldn't have any desire. So one of the Buddha's message is being desireless, which means that you go into a state of not having any desire and you attain freedom from everything, which means that you don't have any desires at all. Okay, we'll talk about that, and we'll talk about three things here. One is having desire. One is going into desireless state, and third one is watchfulness. Okay, so I'll go step by step, and this is pretty important, and this question will always keep popping in your head, and once you go into deep level of consciousness, you'll understand, you'll have answers for all the question, but it's just that you have to go deep into your psyche and you have to meditate on this to get answers for everything. So usually people question, like, you need to have desire or else it's waste of life. You need to create every time. You need to chase something or else what's the purpose of life, right? um, yeah, and those people who are thinking in that way, they're right, because you need to have desire to create something. Sorry. If you don't have any desire, then what's the purpose of living, right? So um, at the end, having desire and having no desire and watchfulness. So once you enter watchfulness, you get the answer of being in a desired state. You also get the answer of being in a desireless state. Until then, you'll get confused. Even the people who are spiritual, they always question this thing: why should I just sit and do nothing? And this question will pop all the time. So the thing is, you go into desireless state from a desire, having a desire, and having gone through the whole circle of desires, and then you jump into desireless state. Okay, you don't directly go to desireless state. So, and a lot of people do a wrong jump. I'll also explain the wrong jump. You have to be patient with me here because I'm just talking. I'm just trying to connect things, but you have to pay close attention to what I'm saying here. So the first thing is, let's talk about desire. Like, you have desire for money, you have desire for opposite partner, you have desire for house, material things, right? This is how it starts. And you are right. Like you see material objects, you have this desire. Obviously, you need to make that money. You need to work hard for it. You need to do some creative work. You need to do something about it. You need to work, or you need to create. You need to do something about it for that money, to that earn that material, to have a relationship also. You need money for everything. So desire is a state that you need to have initially, right? Now, the thing is, when do you break this state of desire? Um, the, you break the state of desire once you have a realization. Um, and this realization won't happen for everyone. And this realization Once it happens, it doesn't mean that you are free of desire. You still have desire. Because the thing is, some people can realize but cannot get out of desire because of you need to live, you need to survive, you need to eat food, right? So you have to go to work, you have to create, you have to do something. So you do have a desire of money because uh, you have to survive. Okay, so you just play the game of desire at that moment. Or if you have family, or if you are in a realization, you just had a realization, right? You cannot directly jump into desireless state. You do have responsibility, you do have to feed yourself, you do have to feed someone, right? Some people depend on you, so you still um, are having some desires, some responsibilities. You cannot leave everything, right? Now how do you jump into desireless state? You jump into desireless state um, once you have enough money, and once you have realization, um, you just leave everything. If you have enough money, if you have that the money that is enough for you to survive, it can be any amount of money. You just leave everything and then jump into the desireless state, right? So I'm also going to explain watchful state. Okay. So when you go into this desireless state, you leave everything. Maybe you go to a jungle, or maybe you go to Himalayas, and like you might have heard about this, right? Um, so some people can just do it just like that. Like they don't even need money. Okay, it depends on person to person. So now you go into this desireless state where you don't need anything, right? Um, Probably you go to a jungle, you build your own wooden house, you start to hunt, but still you have to survive. You still need to do something for survival, right? Even though you are in a desireless state, there is some desire of living. It can be food, it can be anything. Like there's still um, the desiring still exists. Even though you want to jump into desireless state, the desire still exists. You have to hunt, you have to do something to survive, right? Now the realization of having a lot of desire, and now realization of having a non-desire, now realization of watchfulness. So this is where you elevate yourself. This is where you understand the whole play of life. Okay. The thing is, you so having no desire and having desire is like it's needing each other. You cannot escape this game of totally going into non-desired state. You cannot play the game of having a desired state. You see, the thing is, once you start to jump into desirelessness, okay, you also need to jump back to having some desires. There's no fully like going into desirelessness state, because you need some desire to live in this space. So what I'm trying to say here is, um, there's nothing like you go into total desirelessness, because there is some desire of food, some desire of, even though you go to jungle, or even though you leave everything and just go to jungle, you still have to survive. You still have to do something. You still need that food. So you cannot take away the desire of eating food, or the desire of living, or the desire of just sitting and meditating, or the desire of There's some desire there too in desirelessness. That's what I'm saying. You cannot completely be um, having no desire. You cannot go into that state. Okay. Now, once you thoroughly go into all the states of having desire, and once you understand, having a desire doesn't make you happy, you go into desirelessness. And once you go there too, um, you still need a desire of eating, you desire of meditating, or like, you want all these things. It still is a desire. Don't say it isn't a desire. It's a desire to survive. So you cannot take away desire until you live in the space. Okay. Now now let's go into state of watchfulness. In this state, what you do is, you just are playful. You don't take anything serious. You don't take desire as serious. You don't take desirelessness as serious, because the thing is, you understood the whole game of this loop. Because you keep jumping back and forth. It's like positive and negative. You go too much positive, you need some negative. You go too much negative, you need some positive. Because always positive and negative correlate. It's something like happiness. If you have too much happiness, there's no way that you can exist just being happy. You have to stop at some time. And you also go into unhappiness or like sadness. So all these things correlate. It's just not like you're just going to have one thing. It's same thing with desire and desirelessness. You keep jumping back and forth. So in order to come out of that, there is this state of watchfulness where you don't play this game of having desire or having desirelessness. You just are in the moment, and whatever is happening, let it happen. Which means that if you are with a bunch of people, you're fine. If you are just by yourself, you're fine. um it doesn't matter where you're put in. Like, if you are in temple, it's fine. If you are put in a brothel or a strip club, you're still fine. What I mean to say is, like, nobody can shake you up. You just are in a meditative state, even though you're in a brothel, or even though you're in a strip club, or even though you're in a temple. Your state doesn't change. You are in a watchful state. You are alert. You are awake. Nothing. You don't chase desirelessness. You don't chase being desireful. Nothing can affect you. And this is a pretty important topic, because, see, the thing is, like, I have to um, catch certain frequency to understand this whole process. Because some people just catch being desire, like having desire, having goals, having a purpose, having something in life, right? Like, it's not wrong, right? But the thing is, at certain point, you will feel empty. You will feel unhappy. You'll still search for things, and then you realize, and you jump into a state. You listen to Buddha. You listen to someone, and then you understand, oh, maybe not having money or not having anything is the purpose of life. Then you chase desirelessness. You go into a jungle, you sit by yourself, you start to meditate, or you start to follow someone, and you go to an ashram, or you go to something, right? Even that doesn't clear you up. Because the thing is, if you haven't completely um, navigated through desire, which means that money, material, and you have seen enough. Um, Only if you have seen enough, you can go into desireless state. And once you go into desireless state thoroughly, just by yourself, you understand that sometimes that also feels empty. Now you wake up to this state of watchfulness, where it doesn't matter where you put that person in a desireful state, which means that you put around a lot of people, you put around in a brothel, you put around in a temple. I'm giving you extreme examples because I'm just telling you both desireless and desireful state. Okay, you put him in a mansion, you give him billions of dollars. Even though you give billions of dollars, he'll play with it. He'll watch. He'll be watchful. He'll play with it. It doesn't shake him up. You see. Whereas a person who is desireful, the money will shake him, or the beautiful girl in a strip club will shake him. You know. So at the end, when you are in the state of watchfulness, alertness, awake, you are awakened from everything, which you are awakened from desire, having desire and desirelessness. Then you are in here and now, and nothing can shake you up. This is pretty important video for me and also for whoever is listening. Watchfulness, watchfulness is the key. You are in a zero state. You already reached a zero state. You understood the whole game. Now nothing can shake you up. Not the sadhus who go to Himalayas can shake you up. Not the aghoris who do certain things, they cannot shake you up. These are all desireless kind of state that I'm talking about. Now, desirable state is like money, women, the wealth that you have. None of these things will shake you up. You are just watchful. You just play along, but you are in here and now. You just watch everything. That's it. Now, when I say you just watch everything, this type of thing, the person who has desire, who has goals, won't understand. He'll question. Because only when you are awakened, you understand you have to evolve from desire. And at certain time, I mean, like once you understand desirelessness, you are awake from desirelessness. Now you go into a zero state where you are just awake, and then you watch everything and be in now. You see, this is pretty important. Understand this. You don't have to see. The thing is, sometimes it's just realization. It's just realization. The words that I'm talking, it will become you. The truth I'm talking, it will become you. The watchfulness that I'm talking, it will become you. You see? Watchfulness is nothing but a conscious state, an awakening state, where you are here and now. It doesn't matter where you are. You can be just by yourself. You can be in a whole crowd. You can be anywhere. You are just watchful. You don't have to be in jungle, or you don't have to be in a mansion. It doesn't matter. Wherever the universe puts you, it doesn't shake you up. You don't have to run away from the people to go to a mountain. You don't have to go to a mountain away from people. You don't have to do either of those. You just have to be watchful, alert, and awake. That's it. Now, I'm telling you again, this question will come again in your life. A lot of people will. See, we are all getting programmed. So a lot of people will say, hey, goal is important. Okay. This is like having goals, having purpose, they will say it so confidently because they don't know what they're talking about. They're at a certain level. They're not evolved from that level. You see? Now, the person who is evolved from all these things, he leaves everything and then he goes to maybe a jungle, or maybe he starts to live by himself, right? And then he goes into this desirelessness because he probably listened to Buddha or listened to someone. He understood money doesn't make him happy, or wealth doesn't make him happy, or all the girlfriends that he has doesn't make him happy. So now he goes into this desirelessness state where because he already experienced all this wealth, women or men, or like, the all the cars, jewels, he already experienced that. Those things are not giving him happiness. Now he got awake. Now he goes into desirelessness state. He starts to meditate. He starts to be by himself. The thing is that, I mean, the desirelessness state will make you peaceful, but you need to understand that you're still chasing something. You still need to eat. You need to still survive. Probably you go hunt, or you go to work, you do something, right? And you are in the system, so you have to have some desire to live. So you cannot just omit out desire completely out of your system. There's no other way. I mean, you need to have desire to survive. Okay. Now, once you go to desirelessness, you understand, as you evolve, you get awake. Oh, I cannot. It doesn't mean that you understand that. Oh, I cannot get rid of desire. I cannot get rid of desirelessness. These are all concepts that's being projected towards me. I'll be just watchful. I'm awake. I understood the whole game. I'll just play along. I'll be in here and now. I'll be life. I'll breathe. I'll sense everything. I'll be in here and now. Now that's total awakening. Hopefully this video helps you. Thank you and have a blessed day.